K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, it's Topeka's own Casey Hamilton. She's gearing up for her senior year with the Jayhawks. And Casey joins the show for a one-on-one interview.
Plus, Team Purple and Black will be on the court for TBT in less than 2 weeks. We caught up with some former Cats to preview the K-State basketball reunion.
And the preseason Big 12 rankings are here, as well as the preseason All Big 12 team. It's all out, and we're going to break down which Cats and which Jayhawks made the list, and also where the teams check in on the media poll.
I'm pumped up. Welcome to K Nation. I'm Landon Reinhardt.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. We'll get to all that and a whole lot more. In fact, we're going to dig into some KU football recruiting today. But let's start with the breakdown of the polls.
Big 12 football media polls are out. Reigning Big 12 champs are not at the top.
No, K-State not at the top of the list. They're close, though. Perhaps it'll feel their fire. Let's check out that list, rather. Texas is projected to win. They're number one on the poll with 41 first-place votes. K-State second on the Big 12 preseason media poll with 14 first-place votes. Oklahoma near the top. Texas Tech, TCU, who had a pretty good year last year, we haven't forgotten.
Good, yeah.
And also a reminder, last year for Texas and Oklahoma before they head to the SEC.
Headed on to the next group, 6 through 10. Baylor to start at 6. Oklahoma State there at 7. They got one first-place vote. First-timer UCF slotted at the 8 spot. KU in there at number 9. Middle of the pack with the new teams. Sure, they'll take that one to heart, too. Then Iowa State in at 10.
And lastly, BYU 11, Houston 12, Cincinnati 13, and West Virginia at 14. Every game could be a fun one, though. Big 12 Media Days is in Arlington, Texas. In fact, we're only about 3 or 4 days out from that. Laney and I are going to make the trip south, and we will have tons, and I do mean tons of K-State and KU football content.
Cannot emphasize that enough.
A lot of live shots.
Got some dudes up with honors for each team as well. These guys named to the preseason all-conference team. Kobe Savage, K-State, and at safety. Cooper Beebe on the O-line. Ben Sinnott, they're calling him a fullback, but he's a tight end.
He's a tight end.
And Phillip Brooks as a kick returner.
Yeah, let's look at the Jayhawks who made that preseason All Big 12 list. Also, they had 4 of them. Quarterback Jalen Daniels, offensive lineman Mike Nowitzki, also running back Devin the Real Deal Neal, and cornerback Jacoby Bryant.
Foreshadowing, because how about this, Glenn? Jalen Daniels named the preseason Offensive Player of the Year in the Big 12. First time in program history the Jayhawk named preseason Offensive Player of the Year. Comes after a great start of the season last year before injury. With great play comes great expectations. I think Uncle Ben said that in Spider-Man.
Jalen Daniels is expecting to have a big year. The Jayhawks expecting to have a big year. And the Cats expecting to have a big year. In fact, they had a big preseason honor as well. Trayshawn Ward, the transfer running back from Florida State, named the Big 12 preseason newcomer of the year. He led the Seminoles with 649 yards and 7 touchdowns last season. That was in just 10 games. He and DJ Giddens might be a little 1-2 punch in the backfield to try and replace Deuce Vaughn. You might have heard of him.
He's going to be pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Big 12 preseason nominations mean football season almost here.
Yeah.
We are counting down the
Thank
days,
goodness.
Glenn.
We need it. We need football. If you can believe it, Landon and I are already looking forward to next football season, in part because that's when Dak Brinkley will join the Jayhawks.
Recruits are coming in, Glenn.
Oh, yeah. A 4-star edge rusher who, if he keeps the current rank that he has on 24/7 Sports and if he signs with KU, which he's expected to, he'll be their top prospect signing in program history
ever.
And Dak Brinkley tells me he's ready to make some Jayhawk fans very proud.
I'm a quiet person, but like time comes on game days, once I put that helmet on, it's like I gotta switch it. I gotta flip the switch. So I'm a person who leads by my play and not by my talk. But yeah, once you see me play, it's a different ball game,
Brinkley was raised by pro athletes. His dad played 8 years of pro football. His mom won an Olympic bronze medal on the track. No shocker here, Glenn. He's playing D1 ball.
Yeah, a pretty good family of athletes.
If you got athletes, you probably keep playing.
Yeah, so it's exciting to hear that he's going to be a Jayhawk. It was good to get to know him and get familiar with him. I think KU fans are really going to like him.
And it's exciting that he's excited. We'll stick with the KU recruitment hype here. The Jayhawks have 3 commits from the same high school in Arizona. All 2024 guys, all 3-star prospects.
Yeah, I had to hear more about how this happened, so I talked with that trio on Zoom earlier this week to find out why KU and what it means to them to stay together at the next level.
Everybody always wishes to go play college ball with their friends. A lot of times it doesn't happen.
That's an opportunity that not a lot of guys get. And to be able to play with the guys that I love and the guys that I'm super close with for 8+ years, that's definitely a dream come true.
Dre Gibson, DJ Warner, John Camara, they say they'll bring the juice to Jayhawk land.
We're going to bring energy to KU. Telling you. Edge is a energy-led program. We're going to turn up.
But we're definitely building a new culture. Well, really building off the culture that they started building. Everybody's known KU for basketball. So really trying to shift the culture a little bit and make it to where both sports have the highlight.
So the $1 million question, what sold them on KU? Honesty, transparency, and family seem to be the common theme.
They showed me from the start that they're always going to be honest with me, and that was big important for me. They showed me that they really wanted me. They needed me.
They built a family bond with me before anything. Like, before, when he was coming in recruiting, before he offered me anything, he was building a bond with me, letting me know that the process takes time, letting me get comfortable with the school, not just like, come commit,
They weren't just recruiting me. They were talking to my family, my coaches, just telling me how I fit in and how they're building something special.
And these future Hawks come to Lawrence with big dreams.
24 class definitely bringing a Big 12 championship.
Thanks.
Man, their high school team's going to be really good.
Yeah, that's what I told him. That's what I told him. Three guys, all D1 and Power 5, I should add, football commits on the same high school team. I would not want to be playing against them.
Yeah, I'd be scared if I was any other Arizona high school.
Texas or Arizona high school football don't play around.
Apparently. For sure. Well, some guys entering KU's program. We have some athletes maybe leaving these programs. The MLB draft started today. A couple K-State players could hear their name called in the next couple of days.
That's right. Baseball, kind of an unusual draft. Unlike any other sport, it's a long draft, lots of rounds, and also obviously once you get drafted or picked, it's multiple leagues to work up through. But we've talked with a couple of draft-eligible Wildcats this week to talk about the big leagues. And, well, of course, they're hoping to hear their names called. They were both pretty quick to say that K-State has been a great place to develop their game and prepare for the next level.
Not try to really play for the draft, but play for my team. I'm there to win. I'm there to do what I gotta do. And if I have a good season as a team, then the opportunity will probably present itself to be able to go play at the next level.
We want to obviously play at the very highest level, which is the MLB, and the first step to that is getting drafted. So for a program to have the ability to just draw that attention, it's a huge factor.
That was Cash Rugeley there. Draft rounds 3 through 10 are tomorrow, 11 through 20 on Tuesday. Last year, 3 Wildcats were selected: Dylan Phillips, Blake Adams, and Dom Johnson.
And quickly, I think just recently, Jordan Wicks, who was a first-round draft pick out of K-State to the Cubs, just got pulled up to AAA.
AAA, he's making his way up just two years ago.
And Will Brennan's tearing it up. We talked about him last week. Hey, sports used to be seasonal. Now it seems like they're year-round. Just ask Lance Leipold or Chris Kleiman about the recruitment. Okay, they're going nonstop. It's about 100 degrees outside, or it was earlier this week, and it's still this basketball season somehow.
Summer League, of course, and they're off and running out west in Utah or Las Vegas. We have some young guns that have been filling up the stat sheets, Glenn. Here's how our guys have performed so far in their first games. Raptors have Dick and Noel. Grady scores 10 points, 4 rebounds, couple assists in his debut, but Noel popping off, 17 points. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, trying to get that roster spot.
Yeah, and Jalen Wilson does some scoring as well. He dropped 17. He grabbed 6 boards, plus a couple of blocks. Keontae Johnson, well, we had to shorten his name there to fit it on the graphic, but he did have 7 points and 6 rebounds. He was out with a hamstring injury. He got in with the Thunder and didn't seem to miss a beat.
Threw down a big dunk. You might have seen it on Sports.
Yeah, nothing new for Key.
Yeah, and then check these out. KU football released some new uniforms this week. Pretty sweet. Big block lettering for Kansas, and the numbers used to be smaller script and non-symmetrical. Shoulder pads feature stripes on the sides where the players' numbers used to be. If anything, helps us out because we can read them better.
Yeah.
New jerseys for a new era.
Yeah, those things are pretty sweet. I like the white ones especially. Those will be the
icy
jerseys. But yeah,
I think the kids call it icy.
Those things are fun. Hey, more changes specifically at K-State. Check this out. They're looking for a naming sponsor for Bramlage Coliseum. That's, of course, where both men's and women's basketball teams play, and this will bring sponsorship money to the university. They say it's all part of an effort to give back to their student athletes and invest in them No final products yet, but we're going to start brainstorming some ideas, maybe Taco Lucha Arena, something like that. I'm not sure. On a serious note, though, Gene Taylor did say they talked with the Bramlich family, had a great conversation with them, and we'll continue to keep them in the loop.
It's good to know that they got their blessing, but I think a raspberry black bean dip at Bramlich Coliseum is possibly in the works.
I'm waiting patiently to see what that Coliseum is named. Hey, stick with us. We're going to get to more K-Nation after a quick break. We've got to get to that Casey Hamilton interview. A Washburn Rural graduate. She's shining with the Jayhawks. She's building the program, developing her game, all that and a whole lot more. Still ahead.
But first, it's TBT time, the annual alumni basketball tournament played for a big cash prize. We'll hear from a few former Cats when we come back.
Honey, what are you doing?
What? I just fixed the leaky chimney.
Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney. We fix leaky chimneys properly.
The latest devices are here, and you will not believe the sound quality. Because we want what's best for you, New Sound is offering a never-before trade-in, trade-up event. Let your current hearing aids save you money.
At Cox Mobile, we know other mobile companies like you to stay put with one type of plan. But we know life can take you anywhere, which is why you get the freedom to choose a data plan that actually fits you and the ease of changing it up anytime. Choose between pay-as-you-gig or gig unlimited, all while running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. Flexibility feels good. Cox Mobile, we're different because you're different.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
Choose Interim Healthcare. We care, we're there.
The 27 News Storm Tracker is sponsored by D.L. Smith Electric, bringing your vision to life.
Do you have water damage from storms? Give Certified Fireplace and Chimney a call before the damage gets worse. We'll inspect your chimney inside and out. Then we'll make any necessary repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney today.
Welcome back to K-Nation. 1 week from today, we'll have plenty of content from Big 12 Media Days in Texas, all things football. 2 weeks from today, be prepared for basketball.
Yeah, we like to do both all the time. TBT, that's the basketball tournament. Tips off July 19th. It's an alumni-based tournament for a $1 million grand prize. And both K-State and KU are going to have some alums participate. KU's team is Mass Street TBT. K-State's is Team Purple and Black. And we took some time this week to hang out with some of those former Wildcats who are going to be playing in the tournament. Purple and Black hosted an open practice. That was in KC just last night. That's the video you're seeing on your screen now. Forward DJ Johnson, he's happy to be back, certainly, and the fans are going to be happy to have him back too.
It's been great, especially with us being here in KC, and we'll take a trip to Manhattan and Wichita as well. We're getting a lot of positive response and a lot of K-Staters reaching out, asking how can they help.
The tournament is full of past players, but they're getting help from the current Cats too. Former guard Martavis Irving told us the team is planning on practicing in Manhattan with K-State's team this week, and the TBT coaches are looking for advice from Coach Tang's staff. Last year, Purple and Black barely suited up 7 players. This year, a full roster with big goals.
Knowledge from Coach Tang and his staff, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, how we should play players, what we should, all kind of things. I'm pretty sure he's going to help with. Our goal is to win it all because, you know, we have 11, 12 players, and we have a full coaching staff. We are going into it really prepared. Prepared with Tang's help, here's a look at what you can look out for in the tournament down there in Koch Arena.
Here we go. Let's check out some of the names here. We got a big list of names, and it's, of course, headlined by Jacob Poland. He's going to be there. Marcus Foster. That's a pretty solid backcourt. Martavius Irving, we talked to him, and he teased there might be a special guest, perhaps. Maybe. Michael Beasley.
Maybe.
Could it be? He said he wants to play. They're trying to get some details ironed out. Of course, Joe Pavorsky, well, he says that Desi Sills is going to play. Desi was just on the team last year. Usually maybe it's a few years later that guys suit up for
Fresh legs.
But
Fresh
Desi's,
legs.
he might be one of the better players in that tournament, seriously, because he was just playing in the Elite Eight 2 or 3 months ago.
Big energy guy.
Again, it's in Koch Arena, and maybe K-State fans might try to dub it for Bramlage South.
Bramlage South. I've seen that online. I'm a big fan of that name.
All right.
Well, stick around. There's more coming up after the break. A star that was born right down the road from us, Topeka product and KU pitcher Casey Hamilton joins us for an exclusive. We're talking softball. That's after.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Prairie Band Casino has something for everyone. Whether you're trying to hit it big or going for a winning hand, discover more ways to play your way.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Protect your home from sudden power outages with a Generac home standby generator installed by Shockwave Electric certified experts. Call Shockwave Electric for all your commercial and residential electrical services.
You think knowledge is a powerful weapon? Here, you'll have plenty of ammo. We turn intelligence into tactical success. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
Sports!
We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
One of our favorite teams to cover this spring was KU softball, a team that had been struggling the past few years but started to show some promise.
Yeah, great progress they made, and our own Laney Gerber talked with one of their best pitchers, if not their best pitcher. It's Casey Hamilton. Let's listen in.
Softball is a spring sport, as I'm sure you know, so your summer doesn't really get going until the actual summer. So what has your downtime kind of been like?
Summer's been good. It's a nice break to get away from the stress of everyday college athlete life, but I like to stay around the sport during the summer, so we've been keeping up with kids during camp and doing camps on the side with NIL, everything. We can advertise ourselves and get ourselves out there to promote our own stuff, so that's been really fun. Working at KU as well this summer, so that's been fun, but really just staying local, staying around, doing what I can over the summer.
And still staying busy.
Of course.
How often are you here in the indoor, just kind of keeping your reps up?
To be honest, I don't spend a lot of time out here in the summer, but I mean, we're in the gym. It's really hot in here, yeah. But in the gym all summer, I try to put the balls down for a while, give myself a break, probably pretty deserved, as the rest of the team knows. Nice to take a break away from it all, but just staying busy with other stuff, staying in shape, trying to get strong for the upcoming year.
Yeah, and how often do you get to go back to Topeka over the summer?
I try to go back pretty often. Obviously my family's there, so spending as much time with them as I can when I have the chance, and then staying connected with the girls, the families that I know in Topeka through softball, through camps, all that good stuff.
Yeah, and you have camps going on, as you mentioned, so just what made you want to do those, and what is your goal by doing those camps?
Yeah, well, it's super awesome because of kind of the community that we've created with Kansas softball and all of the few Topeka girls that we have on the team, the community that we've created with Topeka and all of the softball in town. So getting to have those camps and seeing all the girls that we know, and we've been able to watch them grow up, watch them get better, and getting to work with them a few times during the summer, it's super rewarding, and we love doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And as KU's go-to pitcher, you have a lot of advice to pass down to kids. What kind of unique angle are you able to give them through these camps?
A lot of people want to overlook Midwest softball. I think that's a big thing, a big theme that competitive softball in the Midwest would tell you. Just telling kids that it doesn't matter where you're from. Kansas is great, Kansas softball is great, Midwest softball is great. So it doesn't matter where you come from, you can be anything you want to be, go anywhere you want to be. I came to Kansas because I love it here and I wanted to be a part of the growth of this program, and that's exactly what we've done.
So as KU's go-to starter in the circle, is there anything that you tell the kids about pitching non-stop that they're going to have to get used to?
One thing that I've really kept in my back pocket, I think, for a lot of the kids that I've talked to this summer is that at the end of the day, it's a game. Being a pitcher, it's super tough. The spotlight's on you 24/7. The game is in your hands pretty much, and that can get really overwhelming, but it is a game. It should be fun. And keeping a balance of intensity, competitiveness with that love for the game, that's the message that I love to share right now. I mean, I have one more year left, so that's what I'm trying to keep telling myself too, is that I should be enjoying it. They should enjoy it. It's a game and it's fun.
Yeah, so how do you keep that love for the game when it is so serious during the season?
Teammates are a huge part of it. I love my teammates. I love this team, especially the one we had last year, and I know this team this year is going to be great. So they're the reason why we do it. The connections, the friendships that you build through college softball, it's amazing. Keeping fun in the dugout, in the locker room, like, there's nothing like it. Those are memories that we'll take on forever.
Yeah, all right, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're certainly rooting for Casey in her final year, and stick with us because right after this break on K-Nation, we'll talk K-State football and basketball with an in-studio guest. Don't go anywhere.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Dear sharp curves, don't spin your wheels. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. So you can bet your bottom dollar that we're sharper than ever. 'Cause we got traction, baby. Yours, Toyota sedans. That's right. Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Speak on the glass on 3. 1, 2. Speak on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
Growing the market for Kansas-made E15 is a win-win for Kansans. What's E15? It's fuel with 15% ethanol compared to the usual 10% in regular unleaded. E15 is more affordable, has better performance, and runs cleaner than regular unleaded, meaning Kansas drivers can go further for less. From helping Kansas farm families by stabilizing grain prices, helping Kansas become more energy independent, and adding more than 4,000 jobs in Kansas, more of our money stays right here at home because of ethanol. Visit fueledbykansas.com to find a station near you.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. We're going to take some time to talk a little K-State sports now. We've got a pretty good guest in studio going.
Yeah, we do. Cole Manbeck is here from KC Sports Network and the 3 Mob Pod, wherever you get your podcast. Cole, thanks for being here today.
I appreciate you guys having me on again, guys. It's always a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. We enjoy having you in studio from down the road just in Rossville. You got Big 12 Media Days coming up this week. You're going to be there. Our sports team's going to make the trip down there. What's the storyline that we're looking at?
Well, we were there at the same time last year doing a segment from the parking lot of Jerry World the night before at 105 degrees on that concrete, right, guys?
That was fun.
And yeah, that was a blast. And we'll be down there again. The whole 3 Mall Pod this year will be. John Kurtz is going to make the trip with us as well. So Derek Young, myself, we'll all be there, and we'll be producing probably 5-6 shows out of that at down in Dallas for what should be a really exciting time, because that's the sign that football is right around the corner.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
we need it.
Big 12 preseason media stuff. What are our thoughts on that?
Yeah, so they're the preseason number 2 team in the Big 12, which is actually the highest number they've been projected in the Big 12 standings since at least 2004. But that was divisions of North-South, so it's hard to project. They were picked to win the North Division. So really you're looking at over 20 years that Kansas State is now at the highest projection they've had in the Big 12 preseason poll, and I think it's well deserved. I mean, they're the Big 12 champs. They return a ton of firepower. Now, obviously, they lose a lot of key pieces in Felix and Udike Uzama, an All-American, and Deuce Vaughn. Julius Brent's a second-round pick, but entire offensive line back, a stud at quarterback in Will Howard, a lot of key pieces and nucleus that'll be back. And I think Kansas State's going to be right there, contending for a Big 12 championship again.
I want to ask you about the defense, if I can play devil's advocate a little bit. You mentioned Felix. They also lose Eli Huggins on the D-line. You mentioned Julius Brents. They also lose Echo Boydell back there, who's now with the Chiefs. A lot of talent on that defense. You're confident they can reload?
Yeah. You know, last year going into the year, linebacker was really the biggest concern of the position group. That's now the biggest strength by far. They're loaded at the linebacker position. Experienced guys, Daniel Green, Austin Moore back, some key pieces returning, and then some big-time recruits that they've landed as well. They're good at linebacker. I think the biggest concern, guys, is probably the secondary. If you look at corner, like you just said, Brents and Boydo, two studs that played a lot of college football, now gone. They bring in a transfer in Will Lee, probably the #1 junior college transfer in America, who's 6'3". He's a Julius Brents type clone in terms of size and stature. He's a guy that's going to be a big piece of that secondary. Jacob Parrish, an Olathe product as well, played some key football for K-State last year. And then I think VJ Payne and Kobe Savage, first team All Big 12 preseason, coming off the knee injury. If he can be back to himself and be confident in his knee, he's a surefire stud for this defense. But yeah, they got some guys that are going to be difficult to replace, no question, but I have a lot of trust in Chris Kleiman and Joe Klanderman.
Yeah. I want to go back to Daniel Green real quick. Not preseason All Big 12. Do you think he's going to use that as fire moving forward?
That surprised me.
Very surprising.
You know what about Daniel Green, and a lot of reason why he's back for his 6th year of college football is he played through so many injuries last year. He wasn't really himself. He had 3.5 tackles for loss last year. He was preseason first team All Big 12 heading into last season. But didn't make any honors or get any honors from last year. Well, in 2021, he had 16 tackles for loss. He was one of the best linebackers by far in the Big 12. He wasn't himself last year. He's back to prove people wrong and get back on the NFL draft radar, even though he's going to be 23, 24 years old. It's a huge piece that's returning to that defense and will be big for them.
Yeah, we had him on our show right after he decided to come back, and he that was the first thing he told me. I said, part of why you wanted to come back? He said, I wasn't healthy all year. Yeah. He said even the weeks when he played, which wasn't every week, he said he wasn't fully healthy. Let's talk basketball real quick. We got about just under a minute to go. We got some big recruits coming. We've got 2 scholarship spots to fill, and then I think the 24 class is looking pretty good.
Yeah, so they landed 2 dudes in the transfer portal. Really, in my mind, 2 top 20 transfers in Arthur Kaluma and Tyler Perry. They're very experienced guys that are really going to be key to this team and Jerome Tang and staff. So you got to feel really good about that. They lose a couple guys they thought they had committed in Muhammad Waji and Joe Toussaint this last week. So kind of a roller coaster ride there. They lose them. They're going to look for a couple more spots to fill. 2024, shaping up to potentially be one of the best recruiting classes that K-State's had in a long time. They've already got a guy, David Castillo, who's a top 35, top 40 player in the country. And I think they feel really good about where they sit for Patrick Ngongba, the #2 on 3 consensus player in the entire country in terms of centers. So he's the #2 ranked center.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be pretty awesome.
For sure. We'll be waiting to see those tweets from Coach Tang and staff to let us know they're coming in.
That's right.
All right, Cole, thanks so much for your time. We
appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Stick with us. More K-Nation comes your way right after a quick timeout.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Dillon's, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Properties that are for sale by owner are typically on the market longer, sell for significantly less, and leave a seller open to potential legal problems than those properties sold with the assistance of a realtor. A home may be the largest and most complicated transaction you'll ever make. Trust a realtor with the ethics, expertise, and education to act in your best interest and guide you through the process. Find homes for sale in Northeast Kansas and a Sunflower Association Realtor member that's right for you at sunflowerrealtors.com.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Ground-shaking forces will rumble the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th with breakthrough star
Tony Stewart Racing has entered the history books
and racing legend
John Forrest collects his 155th career victory.
Don't miss this action-packed weekend. Kids 12 and under are free with general admission. Get your tickets today at NHRA.com for the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Dillon's, we invest in local farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back. Let's talk about a star on the track from this week.
Michael Joseph with KU ran a 44.9, 400 at the Central American and Caribbean Games this week. A silver medal qualifies him for the country of St. Lucia, the 2024 Olympics in Paris.
Exciting stuff. That's our show for K Nation tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Have a good night.